Is everyone ready? Very good. Well, Queensland and Queenslanders are grieving through yet another tragedy. I join with the Premier in sending my deepest sympathies to all of those involved. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with the families and loved ones of those who lost their lives, as well as those who are currently receiving treatment for their injuries, including at the Gold Coast University Hospital and the Queensland Children's Hospital. Our thoughts are with the health professionals there. They really are in the best possible hands. I want to thank the first responders and members of the public who did what they could to help. The Premier has asked me to ensure that every assistance possible is offered. Queensland has seen so much tragedy lately. There are people who have been directly impacted who are experiencing so much pain, and members of the public who witnessed the incident yesterday will also be affected. It's time for us to do what Queenslanders do best, and that's to support each other, to help each other. Usually at this time of year, it's through natural disasters, floods, cyclones, storms and bushfires. But we will recover from this tragedy too. We know there are families and communities who need our ongoing support. The Department of Communities has already been working with the Gold Coast City Council, the Queensland Ambulance Service and the Red Cross. We've activated our community recovery plans. You can see there's community recovery officers as well as staff from the Red Cross here today and available to support those affected and members of the public. The Queensland Ambulance Service advised me that they have now completed their debriefing of the first responders involved, and so their counsellors are also now available to Queenslanders who might need help and support. Queensland Police will continue their investigation and provide a report to the coroner, and Queensland authorities will continue to assist federal aviation authorities in any way they possibly can. Members of the community who might like to add their own floral tribute are welcome to do so right here at the location that we've set up. We're happy to take a few questions.
What's the potential for criminal charges for the company involved? Obviously, it's too early to say at the moment, but would that be a possibility that a company would be liable?
It is very early. I might just ask if the Commissioner has anything to say.
Good morning, everyone, and look, thank you for having us on the Gold Coast for what is a truly tragic day. So I've come down here today not only to get a sense of what has occurred here, but also we'll visit the site where the 3 fatalities happened over the last few days. So it has been a really terrible start to the year. So my heartfelt condolences and sympathies go out to the families and the fatalities, and also to this terrible tragedy in the last couple of days. I want to also thank the first responders from police, fire and emergency services, ambulance and the members of the public. These are incredibly confronting scenes, and all did remarkably well to assist in what occurred yesterday. I listened this morning to the brief from ATSB and to the police as well. I've received a brief. It is early days. Please bear with us and please be very, very patient. I ask that the public, if you have CCTV footage, if you are witnesses, if you have any evidence or anything that you can assist with the inquiry, please come forward. But it is early days and there's a long way to go. So please be patient with that. It may be days, it may be weeks, but they are quite comprehensive investigations. We will prepare a report for the coroner, and as you know, we'll assist ATSB with their investigations as well.
In these situations, is it still a reasonable, I guess, idea that a company could be liable for criminal charges if it's determined that it was either pilot error or something malfunctioning within the helicopters themselves?
No, that will form part of the investigation, and certainly all of the evidence will form part of the investigation. And at the end of the day, there will be conclusions drawn as a result of the investigation, and that may be the case, but please be very mindful that it is early days. We have got a lot of work to do. ATSB has a lot of work to do. These are meticulous investigations that need to be done exceptionally well.
Commissioner, we've just come out of the awful police shooting tragedy. Now this, and as the Deputy Premier mentioned, it's another tragedy for Queenslanders. How do you as an organisation, your officers, cope with what's going on?
I had my executive leadership team together this morning and we just spoke about how incredibly difficult the last few weeks have been. So we had obviously the death of our two police officers, Matt and Rachel. We had Emma Lovell's murder. We've had these two incidents in the last 2 days. And that's just what the public see at that level, but it has been incredibly busy over the last few weeks. The road toll alone is terribly disappointing. The road toll comes down to simple things that we constantly ask the public to do. Please don't speed, wear your seatbelt, don't drink and drive. You're not to be on your phone when you're driving. It's these simple things that are contributing to the devastation that we have on our roads. It has been difficult. The organisation is seeing these things and responding to them wonderfully, remarkably well. But it certainly has been challenging because of the amount of incidents that we've had.
And I know you've asked everybody to be patient, but are you getting a briefing and, we speak to Palaszczuk on the radio and they have all their things. They've also got 6 and 7 tourists on board they're trying to manage. Do you see that even their distraction within the cockpit is potentially a contributing factor? Look,
and I'll go back to the point, it really will form part of the investigation. And the excellent brief provided by ATSB will clearly show you and tell you that they will look at every aspect of distraction, what was happening in the cockpit, what the surroundings were, how optimal the flying conditions were. Every aspect of this needs to be looked at, and that will all take time. Even when you get CCTV footage, there's many angles that will be looked at. No doubt, there may be even passengers that would have had their own video footage. So this will be a meticulous and comprehensive investigation, but they do take time.
Commissioner, how long will it remain in quarantine for over there?
I know that the 2 helos have been lifted, so we did that on purpose this morning to preserve what we needed to. A lot of the scene has already been attended to, so I don't know if it still is a crime scene, but certainly a lot of work was done yesterday afternoon, and the evidence that the rest of the helos are actually in an exhibit area at the moment.
Commissioner, a few of the victims and also the injured ones who are in hospital are from overseas, different areas. What sort of assistance are police providing those people and also the ones who need to stay?
Yeah, definitely. We reach out to our existing networks, particularly overseas, through our consuls. That would have already been done as a part of the investigation. We'll do that very, very quickly, and interstate, reach out to police to deliver those messages. So there's always a lot of support in the background. My heart goes out to those people who came here to have a beautiful time on the Gold Coast and have tragically passed away here. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.